Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. Thank you so much for joining me today. First up, it's Women's Wealth Wednesday with Foster Financial, and we are discussing how to decide on your retirement age while you're building out your financial plan. Then Decladerm joins me to share about their age-defying cream that visibly transforms the neck area. That and more happening now.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. It's time for another edition of Women's Wealth Wednesday with Foster Financial, where we speak about things that specifically impact females and their finances. And joining me is Caleb Doan, their Vice President. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. I love what we're going to talk about today because as people, grow in life and they work in life, one of the things that they are excited to get to is retirement. But the biggest question is, what age? When should I? How do I prep and plan? So today we're going to continue the basic financial planning conversation, but this time talking about the target retirement date.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know we've been talking about kind of the key pieces in a financial plan, and I wanted to do this on Women's Wealth Wednesday just because right now it's actually less common for women to typically have a written financial plan than it is if you're a man. And
Really?
so it's something that we typically think that everyone should have a written financial plan. Everyone should be able to take the time to look through that. So we wanted to go through the key aspects of a financial plan. We've talked about cash flow analysis. We've talked about looking at risk for somebody.
Right.
And today we want to talk about targeting a certain date for retirement, which is always an exciting thing to talk about, right? It's like you're excited to look forward to that, depending on how far it is down the road, of course. But that's a piece of all the financial plans that we do is first setting a goal. And so if it's spouses, sometimes they have different ideas of where that target retirement date is. And so we want to, talk through that and ultimately align on what we want to shoot for our target retirement date. And then we can do an analysis to see, are you actually on track for that or not?
Are you on track? Okay, so rolling it back, I think it's interesting that you're saying that women really don't have financial plans. And I was thinking in my head, I'm like, is it because majority of the time women handle the finances in the household and maybe they already have the financial plan up here and hadn't just written it out yet? Or is it, it wouldn't be a lack of planning. Do you know the reason as you interact with people and you're like, oh, you don't have a plan? Why?
Yeah. I don't think there really is a good reason, but it's just less likely for women to have a written financial plan than it is for men. And so I guess I really don't know what the rationale there is, but everyone needs one. And so, regardless of your gender, it's really important to have a written financial plan. But I think a lot of the education in the industry is really targeted toward men. And so that's something we're really trying to address even on this show, is kind of change that up and target some of that education towards women. And maybe it's because there's just, this conception that, maybe men deal with the finances in the home more often or something like that. And so a lot of it's targeted towards them. We'd like to, take a step back and say, all right, let's focus some of this on women to see where we can help there. So when it comes to, so aligning it with the target retirement date in the financial plan, which one comes first? Is it that you are having a financial plan and you're getting to the point of having a retirement date based off of that data, or are you choosing your retirement date and now you're needing to build a plan to be cohesive with that? Yeah, it can kind of be a little bit of both. So when somebody comes in, we start by saying, what date do you want to retire by? And, people might say, all right, 65 is when I'm targeting to retire. And then we take a look at their current state of their finances, how much they have saved, what they're saving every single year. We assume a certain growth rate, assume a certain rate of inflation, all that kind of stuff. We have to assume a certain amount that they're going to spend in retirement. And then we say, all right, on your current, track that you're going on, you're either on track or off track for the retirement date that you set. And so if you're on track, great. Let's try to tweak things and still help you save on taxes. Let's still optimize the plan. If you're off track, let's see what it would take to get to that target retirement date that you have. Maybe we need to save 5 or 6% more every single year. Maybe we need to spend a little bit less. And if we think that's a realistic change to the plan, then great, we can implement it and still shoot for that retirement date. If we don't think that it's a realistic change, then maybe we need to push that retirement date back, add in some part-time work for a few years, whatever it might be. Obviously, that's the harder conversation to have with somebody. It's great when we get people that come in and they say, hey, I want to shoot for 65. And we say, you could actually retire at 60 if you wanted to, based on your current savings. That's a much more fun conversation to have. But either way, we're going to tell it to you straight and make sure that we set up a financial plan that works.
That's really interesting, because it's almost as if anyone can start that planning. And what I mean is any age. You don't have to wait until you're close to retirement. I mean, it sounds like you need to start as soon as possible, as soon as you're receiving income, to have that plan, because it takes time, because you're essentially building a financial nest of money that you have to live off of when you're not working. And that sometimes can feel, when people are working paycheck to paycheck, for example, that can feel impossible. So how do you really get people started young? How do you target young people? How do you encourage them that they need to start thinking about their finances as soon as they start working?
I mean, one of the biggest things is when you see the value of compounding money. And so the money that you save the first 10 years of your working life is going to be the money that typically grows the most over the course of your retirement there. And so if you set that money aside early, even if you're not setting aside a lot, which a lot of people can't when they're younger, maybe they have young kids, maybe their income is a little bit lower, but even if you're setting aside a small percentage of your income, that's the money that has the most time in the market and typically grows the most. And so, starting early, even if it's a little bit, can just, pay significant dividends later on and set you up really well for retirement. If you wait until you're 45, 50 years old to start saving, you have to save a lot higher percentage of your income. And you've kind of established a lot of these habits where it's harder to cut back, 20% of your spending. That's a bigger cut than when you're younger. You're just coming out of college or something like that. You're used to living on ramen noodles and all that during those years. Maybe it's good to start then, even if it's a small amount.
And is there a target amount that you typically recommend? I've heard the number before, like so many times what you make now is what you should have in your nest before retirement.
That's really variable. And so I guess it's tough to give a set kind of rule of thumb answer on that, because some people have pensions in retirement. Some people are relying on Social Security. Some people don't want to rely on Social Security at all, even if they anticipate it being there. And people's just income is very different. Some people are making $100,000 and living on 50. Some people are making $100,000 and living on $100,000. And so that's a very different lifestyle. So just kind of multiplying income is difficult. And I think sometimes those rule of thumbs can be helpful for people. Sometimes they can be harmful because someone says, man, I need, $3 million saved at retirement. I'm way off, off my target. But they come in and we're like, look, you've got a pension here. This is going to set most of your income. You're perfectly fine. And so everyone's plan is a little bit different. That's why, a financial plan can help give them the confidence they need to know exactly what nest egg dollar amount they need at retirement.
And you all know so much about the changing market and how what is it called? Your stipulations can impact them, or even giving advice to when they should start receiving some of these withdrawals. We always joke about these weird numbers that you have to start, taking allocations from, but also I think a big question that people wonder is, when should I take from my Social Security? So all that goes into what you plan, and then you analyze, and then you just make sure they're on target, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a big decision. There's a lot of big decisions when it comes to finances, taking Social Security, what date to actually retire. There's a lot of important dates that we kind of focus on there. So, trying to put all that stuff together in a financial plan can be really helpful for people.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Caleb.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you would like more information about Foster Financial, listen, it is time to start getting your financial plan in place. You can give them a call for a complimentary consultation. We'll have their phone number listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
Enjoy fun in the sun on Living Local 15. Become a tourist in your own city. Visit your favorite spots and have some fun with me. From kayaking to rappelling off a building, I show you ways to have an adventure in Northeast Indiana every weekday morning at 9 on Wayne 15. So join me, Jessica Williams, for Living Local 15.
Watch Living Local 15 with Jessica Williams weekdays at 9 on Wayne 15 and catch past episodes on wayne.com.
This segment sponsored by Decladerm. Let's think about something for a second. If you're over 50, 60, or 70, how would you describe your neck when you look in the mirror? Well, take a look at how these women describe theirs.
So here's what people don't tell you. They don't tell you that once you turn 50, your neck starts to get wrinkles.
Extra skin here.
Very, very saggy.
Like crepe paper.
You know, and just a loose skin.
Very bad crepey neck that I was always very self-conscious of.
As we age, our necks can make us look a little older. That loose skin around the neck is that dreaded turkey neck that people talk about, and it's kind of hard to hide. But now there's a breakthrough. A new study using a topical, clinically studied cream can help you improve the look of a wrinkly, crepey skin on your neck. And get this, in as little as 4 weeks. Check out these pictures to see for yourself. Okay, you're probably wondering what this product is called. It's called Decladerm. And today I have Casey Messer here to tell us all about it. Hi, Casey. Welcome to the show.
Jessica, good morning. Thank you so much. I've got a little bit of a bad news to go with the turkey neck, right? Because we've all heard that turkey neck term, right? The only turkeys we want are in November, right? But here's another term to add. Jessica, it's called turkey neck, and it's because we are so attached to these devices. You know, a lot of us are working on the go.
Yes.
So it's happening sooner in this delicate area. So I've got that bad news. Even if you're under 50, you got to start thinking about this area. So it is Decladerm, a topical cream to the rescue for a lot of us out there.
Okay, yes, you did come with bad news, Casey. We don't want to hear that. No. But you're so right, because we do look down. If we're on our computers, if we're on the phone, we are just, the neck is just building up. And I think it's one area of the body that most audience would say that it's hard to fix.
It is. So I brought the bad news, but now, Jessica, here's the good news.
Okay.
So Decladerm, here's what you're going to do. Because this area is such a sensitive area, they were really smart in creating this. It is designed specifically for this area. So here's what you're going to do, Jessica. It is a few pumps. It goes on and it feels so luxurious. The second you put it on, you're like, ooh, that feels really nice and moisturizing. Mm-hmm. Let me get into the ingredients, because I know a lot of people are like, well, what's in it? How does it work? Right. So it's really a trifecta. You have retinol, one of those tried and trusted ingredients a lot of us have used in the past. Think of it like your boxer. It's going to box out those wrinkles. Mm-hmm. Then they added in bakuchiol. It's a plant-based ingredient. It's newer on the market. This one is so great, Jessica. It is there to help stimulate collagen production, because in our mid-20s, we all start to lose about 1/4 of a teaspoon of collagen. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, right, but we start to lose that every single year. Then, Jessica, they were smart. They took it one step further. You got to have hydration. If your skin is dehydrated, man, those wrinkles really start to appear even more. So they added in hyaluronic acid. So really, with a trifecta of all 3 of those ingredients working so well together, that's why a lot of people are trying Decladerm and seeing results very quickly.
Okay, so I'm listening to the ingredients that you're listing off, and I'm like, yes.
But no, they said they were smart with this. And listen, Jessica, it's just 30 seconds in your nighttime routine. So, we all have those crazy nighttime routines. I know I like to do a lot of different things, but 30 seconds, you don't have to wait any downtime. Just go to bed, go get the 8 hours of sleep that all of us are getting, right?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, I got it. Hyaluronic acid. That is one of my favorite products, ingredients. When I see it in anything, I'm like, yes, because I remember when it first came out, it was like, what is this new thing? And it works so well. So the fact that it's in this cream and people can put it on, how soon can they see results after they start, rub it in the Decladerm?
Such a good question, because I feel like a lot of products on the market, it's like 8 weeks, 12 weeks, you've got 3 months before you see anything.
Right.
No, we say take a photo on day 1, day 30, day 60 and beyond, because we had in just 4 weeks, 95% of the women in our clinical survey said this area, the neck and chest, did look smoother after 4 weeks. But even on top of that, Jessica, we had some as early as 2 weeks on. And that's why it's important to take that before photo, because when you're looking in the mirror every day, you say, I don't know if I see a change, but you've got that before photo on day 1 to reference back to. So that's really cool.
That is. And I love looking at these photos because you can see the difference. And so I'm thinking, so you said apply it at night, get that 8 hours of sleep. But what about during the day?
So during the day, if you wash your face, go ahead, just follow your morning routine. And then we say just use a good SPF. You can use a moisturizer. I put on my hat and sunglasses, Jessica. I don't walk to my mailbox without covering my face. So we say use that good SPF and you're good to go, just applying it at night. And then one of the other great things I love, Jess, is that you get a 60-day money-back guarantee. I mean, how many times have we all bought a product, we couldn't return it, and we're just stuck with it? We don't throw it away. We just keep it in that drawer where products go to die, right? We've got 60 days or your money back.
Okay, so I love that. So 60 days or your money back. And then there's also a little challenge, right, that kind of goes in it, because you have to use it consistently in order to see a change. And I think that's important to say. Sometimes people will buy a product, they'll use it once or twice, they'll throw it to the side in their nightstand, and then they're like, why haven't I seen a change?
I know. And that's why we say reference that photo on day 1. My mom is famous for never taking the photo because she goes, that's not going to work. And then she does, see results. And she's like, why didn't I take the photo? So we challenge you, take the photo on day 1, a month later, 2 months later, because it's really cool to see your own before and after, even if it's just for your own, your eyes only on your phone. You don't have to go showing it to people, but people are afraid sometimes of taking that before photo. So we say, just do it because you'll be happy you did.
Yeah, exactly. And I hear that you all have something special going on as far as shipping if someone places an order, correct?
Oh, I despise paying for shipping, Jessica. So we've got an offer for your viewers of free shipping. You can always learn more on our website or give them a call if you have questions. They're great, answering any questions you have on Decladerm. But folks have been trying it and really liking it. And it's just nice to buy something that's like, hey, this is going to do some work, and it's just 30 seconds at the end of my nighttime routine. So it's pretty awesome.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much, Casey, for breaking down Decladerm for us.
Thank you so much.
Great talking to you.
You too.
Okay, like Casey said, they are offering 50% off plus free shipping. So now is the time to give yourself the gift of a tighter, firmer, and more youthful looking neck area through Decladerm. We'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Decladerm.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
Join me, Jessica Williams, on Living Local 15 every weekday morning at 9 on WANE 15.
Watch Living Local 15 with Jessica Williams on WANE 15.
Welcome to Epic Discounts by BestReviews.com. I'm Melissa Bergamini.
And I'm Ashley Howard. Grab your phone and scan that QR code on your screen to save big.
We've got some serious summer savings. First up, the Smarto Dog Water Fountain. And Ashley, I know that my Boston Terrier, Louie, he's gonna love this.
Yes, this smart fountain keeps your dog's water fresh and filtered all day long. With a generous liter capacity and a design that encourages drinking, it helps keep your pet healthy and hydrated. We got to take care of our furry friends.
We have to. And, best of all, it is quiet. It is so easy to clean. And honestly, it's just a smarter way to care for your furry friends.
Yes. Next up, are you tired of dark spots and uneven skin tone? I know I am.
Yes, me too.
Neutrogena Rapid Tone Repair Serum has you covered.
It is powered by retinol as well as vitamin C. It works to visibly reduce those dark spots and brighten your skin in just 1 week. It is gentle enough for daily use, free from dyes and mineral oil, and best of all, it is backed by dermatologists.
I do everything the doctor says.
Yeah, I do.
Reveal smoother, clearer, and more radiant skin.
Now let's talk about some summer safety specifically for the little ones.
Think Baby SPF 50 Plus Baby Mineral Sunscreen is a parent favorite. It's mineral based, water resistant, and free from harsh chemicals like the parabens and PFAS.
It goes on so smoothly as well. It smells so great and gives you peace of mind while your little one enjoys all the sun outside.
Yes, and finally, it is game time with the Best Choice product set of 4 laser tag blasters.
Now, I know my friends will love me if I bring this to a party. They are packed with features like lights, sound effects, and 4 team settings, so the whole family can get in on all of the action. They are fully rechargeable, which means hours of play without the need for all of those disposable batteries.
Yes, it's perfect for birthdays, parties, or just turning any afternoon into a full-blown laser battle. I love it.
I like it too. It sounds fun. Let's get a look at all 4 products one last time.
From your pets to skincare and fun for the entire family, we got you covered.
So scan that QR code on your screen and get ready to scan, shop, and save with epic discounts by bestreviews.com.
Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar. You can find more on the products and where to buy them on WANE.com.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group. Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.